You're watching the 411 with Angela Johnson and Jessica Washington. We're speaking with Antjuan Seawright, a CBS News political contributor. Let's start with the biggest news right now, the impeachment inquiry launched against President Joe Biden. From your vantage point, is this a nothing burger, or should people be really concerned about this scandal surrounding Hunter Biden and also the kind of larger impeachment inquiry?
I think the thing the American people should be most concerned about is the fact that they are literally using taxpayers' dollars to follow these basic claims to distract the American people way, not Democrats, not Republicans, but the American people way from the lack of a legislative agenda that touches every four corners of this thing called America. And the fact of the matter is there's no evidence to point to a reason to impeach the president. I think they're doing this for the sake of trying to please a certain group of the population in this country, these right-wing extremists who now make up the majority in the Republican Party, but also to cuddle and play footsie continuously with the former president at his asking to pursue these baseless impeachment claims. Sadly, the American people are hungry and thirsty for real change and real progress that has been started by Democrats when they were in the majority, and somehow or another we have this pregnancy pause in America because the Republicans want to eat up time distracting the American people.
Yeah. But when it comes to messaging, I mean, just talk about, the average voter out there, all they hear is impeachment inquiry. And how can Democrats differentiate what's going on with Hunter Biden and what Trump is facing? I mean, it looks like you kind of have two bad choices. So how can we differentiate what's going on?
Well, I think it's two things to know about this current political ecosystem or environment we live in. One, there's a lot of noise, and so sometimes you can't always hear the lyrics. Okay. And there's very little oxygen in the media cycle for folks to inhale and exhale. And so as a result, those who want to control the oxygen or control the music that the American people hear, they use it with things that are attention grabbers. But if you ask the average person, how does this impact my everyday quality of life, no one can answer that question. But if you ask them, what is important to me and how can people in Washington understand that, they don't know how to make politicians understand that.
No, and I want to ask you, get into some of what's happening in 2024. So we have multiple black women running for the Senate. This could be a potentially historic thing. We have never had two black women in the Senate at the same time. We have no black women in the Senate right now. Should Democrats, in light of black women's contributions to the party, should Democrats be lining up behind these three women?
Oh, I don't think there's any question about that. Black women have been on the front line historically from not only righting the ship, but saving this country. Every major movement in this country has been fueled by black folks, young folks, and in particular black men and women on the front line. I don't think this moment we're in history right now should be any different. I think we need black women at the table because historically black women have been on the menu.
So we talked about black women. I got to ask you about black men, because we keep hearing that black men are going towards the Republican Party, which is kind of terrifying. But, from my vantage point, aside from like the occasional black dude that Trump has strategically placed behind him with a Blacks for Trump t-shirt on, are the polls really reflecting that? Is this something that Democrats should be worried about?
So let me say a couple things. Let me start with the power of the collective black vote. Because we're in a posture now in our community where they have outside forces try to come in and do this old strategy of divide and conquer. Make black people feel like it's black women or black men, it's more seasoned voters, notice I didn't say old, versus younger voters. It's uniquely positioned black voters versus traditional black voters. The old divide and conquer strategy by those who have our not best intentions at heart is at full work and on full blast right now. So let's start there. Our collective power, our power in this country and our community comes with the collective black vote, not individual constituencies. With that being said, I do believe that we have some concerns. Notice I didn't say worry. We have some concerns as it relates to black men. I wrote an opinion piece in 2016. I said that black men have become the new swing vote. And I'll say in 2023, black men are the most consequential voting bloc in this country going forward. You can win with us, but you damn sure can lose without us.